And now, Freelance Heroism presents Return to Ravenloft.
Hey everybody, welcome to Freelance Heroism. My name is Dees.
And I'm Rachel.
And before I even get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone out there who donates at the Patreon, in particular those who donate at the producer tier.
Mhm.
Rachel, would you like to let us know who they are?
I would love to. We want to say thank you to Crispy, Nate, Breakmeister, and Rebecca. Thank you so much, everyone.
You help us make a better show for everyone, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Rachel,
Dees.
this episode will come out on Monday.
It will.
You know what Monday is?
Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Boy, if only it could be just that,
If
that'd
it
be
was,
great.
Yeah, if it was only that, I would be thrilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's also Inauguration Day
Yeah.
for Dipshit Supreme and his cohort of assholes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're just grimy assholes. Also, TikTok was just banned today.
Yeah.
So that's weird.
Yeah.
Uh,
And in the same sense of a lot of social media people kind of kissing butt, TikTok originally had a message that was like, oh, it's not available for you right now. And then 20 minutes later, they changed it to, kiss butt.
yeah, they like mouth all the way around the shaft of the orange dickhead.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so that was weird. It's sort of the same thing they did with the stimulus checks, where like Trump voted against it.
Yeah.
Or kept blocking it, kept trying to get his people to block it, and then eventually it passed, even though he was trying to block it, and then he wrote his name on the check, and that was apparently enough to make people call it the Trump check.
Ugh.
Even like last year during the election, people were calling it the Trump check.
That's so stupid.
He voted again. He literally tried to block it every time it went through.
Yeah. I mean, he's the reason that there was even this conversation started about banning TikTok.
He wanted to ban TikTok because he was getting a lot of negative press on it.
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah.
You can look it up. That's what happened. And then once that didn't go anywhere, like it was still in process of being banned or whatever. Then he got a bunch of people to kind of migrate over to TikTok. And so then he had a bunch of people on TikTok liking his videos. And then apparently he wants to do the opposite now. So literally it was just like a fabricated issue so that he could solve the problem for you, which is that's like Trump 187. That's what he does, right?
Yeah.
Very
Very similar to how Elon Musk doesn't actually create, an electric car or anything. He just buys a company that's already doing the thing and then pretends to take credit for it.
Right. Or like how Mark Zuckerberg amplifies Meta's algorithm for angry reacts. So like if you look at the actual emoji reacts and how they like sort of get registered in the algorithm, if you were to like something or laugh react to it or sad react or like hug react or whatever, all of those are like essentially 1 point, right? They give you a 1 point up in a metric. But like the angry react, they've dialed up to like 5 points because they know that the more angry you are at something, the more likely you are to comment in it like angrily, which will then spur the other person to respond back angrily. The algorithm sort of farms your anger, which is why if you go onto Facebook right now and scroll through, you'll find a bunch of things that maybe not even things you're interested in, but things that would make you mad and would then sort of coax you into posting something angry.
Yeah, there was like one post about the upcoming Naughty Dog Intergalactic game that I interacted with. And after that, I still occasionally get posts about it, but I got a ton of what were clearly just rage baiting posts about the exact thing that I was originally upset about, that I was mad at about.
Yeah, or like angry, or okay, so like these things that are intentionally made, they're like made up stories. They aren't even real.
Yeah.
And then they like push the comments that they know will piss you off to the top. So like in your brain, you think that what you're seeing is this overwhelming group of assholes. And so your instinct is to go in there and like take the edge off the assholes, right? It's like
Yeah.
they know your personality and they know what you want to do. For me, if I see a crowd of assholes, I want to go punch some assholes in the face,
Right.
right? Like that's my nature. I don't like people bullying people, especially not in a crowd. That makes me very upset.
Yeah.
So they know that, and so what they'll do is they'll post a something about like a trans kid getting bullied, and then show a bunch of these fucking grown men dumping all over this kid in the comments. And that
Yeah.
is like, for me, I I'm like, fuck you guys, right? How
Mhm.
could you do this to this kid, right?
Yeah.
But the kid's not real.
Mhm.
Like the article's not real. It's an AI photo and a made up story. Like,
Yeah.
and a lot of the accounts that are responding and talking in it are not real accounts. They have no profile pictures, no friends. They were
Mhm.
created in 2004 or 2024.
Yeah.
And it's just like this. It's like this. Like I'm becoming super aware now
Mhm.
of when a situation is intended to farm me,
Yeah.
and I don't like that behavior. So what
Mhm.
I've decided to do is, for a long time, I've been kind of trying to take the edge off of myself and Facebook, like not say the thing that I should say.
Yeah.
But now I just said, fuck it, I don't really care about Facebook anymore.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna lay into people as hard as I want, and if I get banned, then I'll just delete the app.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Yeah.
We're all on BlueSky now, by the way, so you can
Yes.
follow us on BlueSky.
Yep.
It's the Rogus on BlueSky. We'll add those to the show notes if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do that.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm like, it used to be that I kept Facebook specifically to use Messenger, but even at this point,
And Messenger's broken 90% of the time anyway.
yeah, Messenger is complete garbage.
Yep.
And a lot of the time when I get on Facebook, like
It's just
80-90% of the time, it's garbage that I don't want to see. It's
Yep.
boomers sharing AI generated images
yeah, Jesus as a crab.
with boomer bots saying amen in the comments.
Amen. Amen. I
Yeah.
made this with my own hands.
It's like some friend of a friend that I vaguely knew that I friended, 12 years ago, and he's posting like man group stuff or like
Yeah.
obvious propaganda from Russia that and it's
It's a mess.
why am I even looking at this?
I don't know, but see, here's the thing. So like I wanted to make this point to people as best I could.
Mhm.
People think that like these social media apps are they're too big to sway, right? But that's
Right.
not the case, right? Because a lot of these social media sites get like maybe 40% of a regular demographic, like of an ecosystem that works and functions normally, will
Mhm.
have a decent number of people. But when one of them like Twitter
Mhm.
goes sort of like off the fucking rails and they start
Yeah.
getting really grimy,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Advertisers start pulling out and you start seeing a lot more pills for like boner meds and like, oh, put fucking olive juice in your eyes and it'll cure your cataracts, like
Right.
crazy shit like that.
Like
When you-
tactical hoodies.
Tactical hoodies, right? When you start seeing stuff like that, you know that most of the advertisers have pulled out. The money's not as good as it was before.
Right.
So what you do then, if you want them to either straighten their shit out or you want them to, go out of business,
Mhm.
a bunch of people who disagree with the kind of shit you're seeing, just leave. Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
You can still do all the things you normally do,
Mhm.
just do it on a different platform for a while.
Yeah.
Right? So like Meta was trying to hedge their own issue with that by buying up Instagram and
Yeah.
right, trying to make themselves a more diverse ecosystem. But right now, that behavior is like they're just farming you,
Mhm.
right? So just go to a different platform, go to BlueSky for a little bit, and if you don't like it on BlueSky, give them a few months to try to,
Yeah.
realize that people are abandoning ship, and maybe they'll correct their platform. Maybe
Mhm.
they won't. Maybe they're beyond help at this point because Mark Zuckerberg sure seems like he is.
Yeah.
His like Facebook, the platform, has been a piece of shit for a long time.
Yes.
But Messenger has always been pretty efficient until the last like year and a half. It
yeah,
has
I don't
been
know.
garbage.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on behind the scenes with Messenger, but it is Literally every day I have issues with Messenger.
Yeah, it's getting to the point now where like if I try to use Messenger, I'll just get a black screen for like a full 30 seconds
Mhm.
before, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And so
It
like this,
oh,
it's like,
yeah.
no, go ahead.
I will get this thing, it happens every single day, where I will respond to someone and then I'm not shown that they responded back, so I'll close the app. I don't get any alerts that I've gotten a response, and then 45 minutes later I'll open
Yep.
the app and they have responded to me, but it's set to where it's as though I already looked at the response, so it didn't give me an alert. And then when I go in to look at the messages that Messenger thinks I've already looked at, then I get the notifications that I
Yep.
have new messages.
We've been getting this one for like the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 months now,
Mhm.
where like I won't get notifications in real time. I
Yeah.
won't get notifications until I already checked the messages, and then I won't get them all at once. I'll get
Mhm.
them over the next 20 minutes, 30
Yes.
minutes.
I'll
And
get that
like
too. I'll get them
put,
out of order too.
yeah,
Yeah.
push notifications are on my phone, so it's not like a technical issue. This is
Mhm.
literally just this one particular app that's doing
Yeah.
this. It's very frustrating. And I just found out that Mark Zuckerberg is about to fire a large portion of his technicians and replace them with AI. So I'm sure everything's going to
Oh.
get better real soon. So no worries there, guys. Also, apparently, they've changed the terms of service so that now you can refer to women as property and
Mhm.
household objects without violating
Yeah.
the terms of service.
Disgusting.
Can't do that to men, just
No.
women.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting. Interesting how that's a thing.
it is.
Yeah.
I can't think of something more grimy than that. So I just don't want. Look, I'll
Yeah.
be on Facebook until they ban me, but
Mhm.
I won't be doing like any major posting there or anything like that. I won't be doing any major posting there or anything.
Mhm.
Most of my stuff is going to be posted to BlueSky. So when I post the weekly comic, it'll go to BlueSky. If you want to watch it or you want to see it, then go there.
Yeah.
I just look.
Mhm.
Facebook is a gross mess right now.
It is.
Fucking Twitter's a gross mess right now.
Yeah.
TikTok got shut down, but it might come back if Elon buys it, which would just, fucking further ruin it. I think
Mhm.
the fact that they decided to put in their notification message that Trump is going to save the day for them
Yeah.
is, I just don't want to use TikTok anymore. Done.
I uninstalled it after I saw that message.
I swear to God, I did too. I saw it. I screenshotted it so I could post it on all my social medias, and then I
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
immediately uninstalled it.
Yeah.
If it comes back, I don't want it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. If that's
it's
how they're
just,
gonna be, then I don't want
yeah.
it.
Look, if what we need is just a newcomer app, like something like BlueSky, that's
Mhm.
like it was based on the Twitter architecture anyway. So
Yeah.
it's just Twitter, but without all the white supremacists.
Right.
Just kind of nice.
Yeah.
So if you wanna find us, you can go ahead and check our new socials. They'll be down in the show notes. We'll have
Yes.
those edited for this episode.
Yeah.
And then yeah. So if you need to contact us there.
Yes.
And add us to your starter list. Those little starter list things help us get a good foothold here.
Yeah, that would be
Like,
great.
Podcasters and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I got added to an artist list, and I've been picking up followers relatively steady now. So
Nice.
yeah, it's pretty nice. Yep.
Well, should we go to this week's episode?
Yeah, give me a second. I want to give a shout out to Lee Newman.
Oh, yeah.
Lee Newman's the guy who put me on their starter list.
Mhm.
So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. He was helping me get a foothold. He's an artist friend of mine. So
Nice.
yeah. But put us on your starter list.
Yeah.
Cool folks starter list. Yeah. Maybe we'll get one together for the freelancers, so you can we can recommend things that you guys might like.
That would be cool.
Get you some starter follows on BlueSky if you come on over.
Yeah.
Oh, one more thing. BlueSky is pretty cool because if later on there is another social media app you want to go to, they have this system where you can literally take an exported file of all of your followers. Right? So let's say you built a decent community and you want to go somewhere else.
Uh-huh.
BlueSky will allow you to just grab that entire community and immediately go over and establish like all the links and follows and everything through that new system as well.
That's awesome.
Yep, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So you never lose your following if an app shuts down or if an app decides that, like, think about all the people that are doing TikTok, right? Their app
Mhm.
got shut down and now their entire user base is gone, right? All the people
Yeah.
that go for their content are now they have to reharvest all the people that they normally had, right?
Hmm.
This sort of like complicated thing of regrowing your community after an app shuts you down
Yeah.
is a thing of the past with BlueSky. So very
That is
cool.
that is cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, they have cool filters, so you can like block the word MAGA. Like if you just want to go through the next 4 years without having to get inundated with a bunch of racist bullshit or sexist
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah,
Nice.
I think so.
Yeah.
To the episode?
To the episode. So this is Return to Ravenloft, Season 3, Episode 25, Scryberry.
Scrybrary.
Scrybrary.
Scryberry.
Not
Am I saying it
berry.
right? Scryberry?
Brary. Brary.
Scryberry. Berry.
Scrybrary.
Scryberry.
Mhm. No.
Episode.
The mirror was used recently. Someone had been through my Abbey from that room. I didn't know who, and I don't know how many. I could feel the necrotic energy surge through the area.
Do you know where they went?
I don't, but that would explain the not war, but it would explain how treacherous the roads have become. Someone has steeped up and stepped up against the pretender. She swears she's killed Strahd, but I refuse to believe Strahd's dead.
I'm gonna
So-
look around at the other two and be like, shh.
But the stories that are coming are saying, he points at Kaeviir, that you've started the war,
Sounds like me. Well, not me, but
accompanied by Drow.
Not good.
you start hearing tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak
Adrie,
tree.
Adrie tries to remember she prepared cure poison today.
Thwarted yet. He's going in now.
Well, I can't now because it's not morning. Oh
Death
no.
warded in perpetuity.
Did I not? Did I not cure poison? Oh no.
That bitch dead.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna get poisoned and die. I have detect poison.
Well, you'll know you're dying.
Yep.
Or you'll know why you're dying.
Oh.
Oh no.
I feel like I'm going back through like a high school yearbook and having all the trauma come back in
Oh
good times.
no. I've made a huge mistake.
I remember that bitch used to trip me in the hallway all the time. Put gum in my hair.
Wait, no, it's lesser restoration. I have that. I always have it prepared because I'm a life cleric. Okay. I'm good.
Okay.
All right.
Life cleric sounds like one of those made up jobs in the D&D realm. What are you? I'm a life
I'm
cleric.
a life cleric.
I'm here to heal you through positive affirmation. I know you think you're bleeding, but really just you have to pull it together and just push through it and it'll be fine.
Does this blood spark joy?
All right.
Oh, that'd be great. Hi, I'm a rogue, also known as a social sinfluencer.
Oh.
Do you know where maybe reports of activity has happened most recently?
He's thinking. He's like, yes. Hmm. Valiki has been almost annihilated.
Oh.
From what we're hearing from the trades. The merchants are coming more and more slowly. At least the wine deliveries still come through. But the sheriff of Barovia completely destroyed and sacked the town of Valiki. Under Victor's orders. Lord Victor.
Lord Victor.
Yes, Lord Victor and his wife, Lady Calypso, are the right and left hand of the pretender.
Lady.
Calypso.
Lady.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck this, I'm out.
Kaeviir's like, we're just going back through the mirror. Screw this place.
I'm gonna shatter it on the way back through.
Kaeviir turns to Rain. He's like, all right, this was a bad example of a mirrorverse. We're gonna go back.
They're normally much cooler.
I'm looking. I'm as all these names are flying by. I'm trying to read facial expressions, and so far, what I'm seeing is not very encouraging at all. I know Victor. The word for Kaeviir. Why when he said the name Calypso, why did Adrie's eyes like roll into the back of her head? Am I missing something?
Yeah, but you'll get there.
Seems like that should be something I might want to know about in advance.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know what they're like on our side, and on this side it doesn't sound great.
That doesn't answer anything for him.
What do you want me to answer? I don't know anything about this one. Maybe she's sweet. Maybe she's really nice. Maybe she's a total sweetheart.
Well, not even this a chance.
No.
She's like, dude, I am spear guarding the shit out of this bitch when I find her.
But he said that they. Okay, I'm just going to.
Yeah, no, the wife part put Rachel over the hill for a minute.
I'm gonna look at Rain and be like, oftentimes, the things that you take for granted, the things that you are comfortable with, are a little different in different mirrors, and they could be different for a lot of different reasons. Historically speaking, in this place, things aren't great.
Well, I kind of ventured that, but the reactions I'm seeing here lead me to believe they're worse than average.
We don't know. All we know is we heard their name and we pretty much put them out of our memory in our universe. So here it's so
it's a crapshoot every single time.
Well, yeah.
Great. Can't wait.
What we do know is the her from here sucks, and the me from here sucks, and I'm pretty certain the you from here, remains to be seen.
Okay. Thank you for not jumping to conclusions on that just yet.
Okay. The thing is that really you don't ever want to be, every other interaction between any person that you know could be vastly or even slightly different here. So it's best not to count on any of those interactions as playing well. The reason I came, and I'm going to look at the Deva and be like, the reason I came down here and just made contact with the first living person that I found was because you have to start somewhere. You know, whether they are our enemy or they're our friend, or it remains to be seen. No offense. I mean,
he nods.
This is the only way to figure that out. You're gonna have to make contact with somebody.
Yeah. Hope for the best, expect the worst.
Yeah. It's also just a short run back up the stairs into the mirror. So,
well, at least from this room it is.
Yeah. The further we get out, the more dangerous it'll be. Clearly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt our proceeding conversation. This is often a strange time. This is not the first time we've gone through a mirror.
I'm a virgin.
I'm gonna look at him and be like
he looks at you guys
of going through the mirror.
Just him.
No, not you. Them. It's not your first time.
No, I've been around a while.
Through this mirror.
I think this is the
You've
same.
been to here
Okay,
before.
right. Yes.
Yeah. I think this
I
is
know
the
who
same
you
place.
are.
You what?
I know who you two are. The Lord spoke of you. You defeated the first horseman.
Honor-
Ragnik, Kaeviir,
Oh,
Chunakote, Adrie.
Hmm.
yes.
You defeated them the first time.
Yes.
Yes.
Then the pretender came back. And somehow Kaeviir came back. We just knew he vanished. We assumed you had killed him, but then he
I,
showed up stronger.
I assumed I had killed him too. I'm like that though. I'm resistant.
Hmm.
That's
So you're
always the
allies of the
same.
Master.
Say again.
You're allies of the Master. You proved allies last time.
Allies is a strong word. On our side, your master isn't necessarily the most pleasant individual.
He enslaved the whole land in darkness. I mean, he's just a tortured soul. He's misunderstood.
Right.
Once his curse ends, he'll be fine.
Right.
There'll be peace back to the land.
Yeah, that's not how it went on our side.
This guy is a Strahd apologist.
Yeah.
This is hard to play.
Shut up now. Tell me, do you really want to love me
Uh,
forever?
Adrie is not. Adrie's gonna let Kaeviir do the docking at this point, but she's just sort of like tapping her fist on like the hilt of her sword because she doesn't have anything to contribute to this conversation that would be helpful.
Hey, we're both in the same boat now.
No, you guys are. Well, you just don't know the terrain. You'll get there. She, on the other hand, knows the terrain and is just puritanical about things.
Right.
I'm not puritanical.
You're upset that they took dead bodies from people and stitched them together to make a new dead body.
Yeah, that is upsetting.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you crushed a bunch of people out front of our house and laid them out in the street until you could get enough spell slots to bring them back.
I brought them back. I brought them back. I was very
They're trying to
sorry
bring them
about
back
it.
too.
Wow, the ends justify the means only when it's you.
I didn't know who they were, and then I fixed my mistake.
Oh man! And Kaeviir
Now
just
justify
told me
Brendan.
That...
Go ahead,
go. My justification is that was Victor.
Wait,
that wasn't me.
You know Brendan?
The
Dark
Brendan.
Acolyte.
We know everybody you know, just they're like a little different. Sorry, I didn't mean to get agitated, but this is going to be a theme, it seems.
Brendan's here?
The Dark Acolyte. Second to the children.
Oh.
He sounds like he got a promotion.
Well, he's one of the reasons the pretender came back. She called out to him through the darkness, and he took her to the Amber Temple after he dug her up.
Sounds like something he'd do. Does he have skin?
Mm-hmm. He's very much, well, I was going to say
lots of extra
alive,
skin.
but
Yes.
it is unknown whether she's turned him to a spawn or not.
I will say in the back of Rain's mind, he's like, well, this is interesting. I'll actually get to see what he looked like before he was. I'll be able to put a face to the bones.
This. He did have more power before she brought back Victor.
Maybe there's a jealousy there. Maybe that can be exploited. Oh, did I say that?
I warn you,
though.
No, he's like, I warn you, though. If you want to invoke her wrath, you target the first child.
That would be Victor.
Mm-hmm. She had her own mirror till it was broken.
I need books.
From what the thing's saying, you got into Castle Ravenloft and broke the mirror and blew out half the castle when you did it.
Mm-hmm.
About a week ago.
week ago.
A week ago?
Well, this isn't one of those weird time things, is it?
Huh.
What day is it?
Wednesday?
The date. I'm gonna
Oh,
ask him. I want to know how far back we are from where we came from.
it matches up.
So this was the second mirror thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you a favor?
Depends as long as it doesn't betray Lord Strahd.
No, I think that he'd probably be okay with this. I'm gonna need a few books, histories, local histories, kind of the history of lords and betrayals, things like that. I just need to get some footing for where I am.
Okay. The foyer would have it.
Excellent.
Use
Do
it
you
as an
mind?
office. Of course. This way I'll take you. You're welcome to food. I will make sure the mongrel folk understand that you are not to be harmed.
What do you mean, mongrel folk?
Did they not have them on your side?
What were you talking about?
Not that I know of.
You guys ran into a couple mongrel folk in the castle back in the time. Mongrel folk.
Was one of them like Chunicote? No, that was like a puppet that Chunicote met that like
Yeah,
led him around.
Yeah, they got him trapped that one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're humanoids that have undergone or ancestors underwent a horrific magical transformation. So their humanoid bodies incorporate features of various beasts. They may have a basic body shape of a dwarf with a head that combines with the features of a cat or a lizard. One arm could have a crab pincher, one leg could end in a cloven hoof. They could even have two heads.
Okay. I just need the books. Thank you.
Of course. This way. He reverts back to his human form. Picks up his harp. Begins to play as he walks.
Hold on. I'm
Mhm.
gonna take my hand and I'm gonna put it over my face and just kind of do some light gestural changes to make myself look a little different so I don't freak out the normies.
That is probably a good idea. If you have a cloak, he motions to Adrie, it might be wise. Your appearance would scare most people.
I've been saying that.
I don't mean that insulting.
Uh-huh.
He
do.
did.
Right.
I'm gonna look back at her with a different person's face and be like, wink.
Thank you for the suggestion.
No problem, Missy. I'm always here to help.
Oh, please tell me you're gonna do that whole voice now. The whole
Absolutely.
time. All right,
Absolutely.
great.
I'm looking for history. Books, knowledges.
So,
Adrie's going to stay in this room while they go.
okay. So, Rainer, you staying or you going? Should I stay?
Should I stay or
go?
should I go now?
Here's the question. What happens if someone walks in here to just clean up and they see fucking a cloaked fucking Adrie sitting here? Where's the Deva? Where is he?
He's gone.
She ate him.
I mean, I've been told that I am virtually unknown here. That would seem to me that it means I should be able to walk around, presumably with little to no problem. That could be advantageous, given that even with Change Ofeso over here, maybe having somebody else who can just sort of do things without necessarily stirring up any kind of trouble or raising suspicion would be a good idea. So I will not stay here. I will go.
Okay. So you guys you guys exit through the south wall into the courtyard.
Before we leave,
Of course.
thieves can't, like, kind of hidden, like maybe behind my arm, like I have my arms folded. I'm gonna leave my hand up And I'm going to Thieves' Cant to Adrie. If you have a problem, make some noise, make a signal.
Of course. Thieves can't
Light a
lie.
candle.
Yeah. She wouldn't know which one to leave.
Yes. Just light all of them.
Like, uh, uh,
So, all right. You guys good to go with the courtyard?
mhm.
All right, as you enter the
I think so.
courtyard, thick fog kind of it clings to the ground as like it's eager to escape, but it just sits soaked. You see 15-foot high curtain walls on either side, which you almost look like you see a couple guards, but they're really just scarecrows in armor standing up there. You hear weird sounds from a group of chicken coops up against the southern wall,
What
or
kind
the
of
western
sounds?
wall, I'm sorry.
What kind of sound?
Animalistic growls,
Huh.
like slightly humanoid, slightly not. You see a few mongrel folk out there tending the fields or not the field, but tending the crops that are grown here in the courtyard.
Mm.
They look over and they look at the master and or the abbot, and he nods to them. They nod back and he continues to play as you guys walk through. As you guys reach the other side, you walk into the foyer.
I'm gonna look at Rain and I'm like, I don't like the look of this place.
Well, everything that I knew about Barovia prior to what you and Adrie did to it, this was not a particularly great place to begin with. So I don't know why. I guess I'm not surprised. Or is this worse than what you were expecting?
Man, it's a different type of bad. I just don't like the vibe here.
Elaborate.
Mm. We will shortly.
Mhm.
He opens the door, he stops playing and opens the door of the foyer, walks in. There's a stair that goes up, a dark passage that goes down into darkness on the eastern side of it. There's a beautiful oak desk and a chair and two bookshelves on either side of it. He walks over, and this side is holy texts of the Morning Lord. And of course, what we have on the history of our Lord and Master Strahd. And on this side, um, some of the books that cover some of the noble families in Veliki, Barovia, and the different places.
And I can just take my pick.
Of course. I mean, this is the house of the Morning Lord. You say you're not allies, but you've defeated the enemies of the Master. I doubt you're going to steal. If you're going to steal, you wouldn't have presented yourselves in such a way in front of me. You've been honest with me so far. I see no reason to ill anger against you. You have no will against the Master himself.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that your battle is with the Pretender,
Mm.
but I'll wait here. I don't want to agitate any of you by disappearing back to the fire to play with her alone in the room.
I'm going to walk down the shelves and I'm going to look for any maybe authors that I heard of. I'm gonna open them briefly. Any of the scribes from the books that I already have on histories that I would respect.
Okay, you find a few.
Flip them open, just give it once real quick read through to see if they still have the same vibe or if they're just like completely different type of writer at this point.
Um, some of them are similar. Some of them have distinct changes in the styles. It seems that um, this Strahd, the way they write about him, this Strahd seems that he's a little more. He seems more talkative, more willing to engage in communication with others. But most of the results always end in the same of him finishing or him growing tiresome of his playthings or whichever target he's picked of his ire to toy with. But this one, it's
He seems more measured.
hmm?
He seems more measured.
Yeah. And he seems to have a more of a strategic sense when he deals with the other Dark Lords. He views most of them as lesser because they came later. He knows he's the first. He knows that, and they speak about that Barovia was the first of the Dread Realms to appear, that the others came later and were add-ons, and that the dark powers seem to have a stronger presence in the Amber Temple than the other realms.
Okay, I'm going to go through, grab the books that I
There
know.
is one tag in one of the books that was mentioned by Markovia in her original writings that you notice. It doesn't matter how many times Strahd was defeated, he always comes back.
Okay. Well, I'm going to borrow these. I'm gonna have like a stack of a few of like maybe 5 or 6 books.
He nods. I've already read most of them, or I've read all of them multiple times. There's just no one that likes to sit around and read a book anymore. You're welcome to take them. At least they're going to get used.
These damn kids. Well, I think it might be a good idea for us to head towards Valiki, maybe. I just think if I have another airship, that'd be great while we're here.
But you think you're going to have another airship here somewhere?
If I did, it wouldn't be in Valiki, it'd be in the Nope House, but
He doesn't want to go back to the Nope House.
I'd like to check anywhere else first.
Okay, but didn't he say that Valiki had been destroyed?
Yeah.
That tells you how much he really doesn't want to go back to the Nope House.
So what are you expecting to find in Valiki then? Just nothing in particular? Okay.
It's a central hub point for us.
Okay.
That's where our original base of operations was set up in Valiki. That's where my lab was. That's where our hub was. That's where we met Victor.
Okay.
And my thinking is that even though it might be destroyed here, he might find that location serves some sort of convenient familiarity, terrain, and logistics. It's what I would do. Look for something that's familiar when you're in a place that's completely unfamiliar. It seems like he's been here a few times, but at least if we go there, that's a good central point. If we don't have any other leads.
Sounds like a perfectly good idea to me, but what I'm hearing is that there's a above average chance we're going to run into you and Adrie, so to speak.
Not there, I don't think.
You don't think so? Okay.
For me, if Adrie wants to find us, she's got an army that'll notify her. And for me, if I want to find us, I'm probably already certain that I know that I'm here. I imagine that the disguise is probably only going to put us off for quite, a short time. Besides, traveling with you two, it's not like not like you guys are subtle.
Well, I'll work on that. How about that?
Okay. You're blue. So I'm gonna look around the room and be like, right?
I guess.
I mean, objectively, you're blue, and everyone else here is not blue. They're gonna be like, "Hey,
well, wait,
Kaeviir travels with a blue guy now," and you're gonna be like, "Was the guy that other person in disguise was traveling with? Was he blue? Yeah. When's the last time you saw a blue dude? I don't know. Never. Like, okay, it's probably him then."
Well, but what I'm saying is that who's to say that there aren't other water genasi here? I mean, that you're telling me that every dimension you go into when you travel through the mirror can be different. So
fair.
We don't know exactly yet, but I get where you're going with that. So Sorry, I can't
It was like when
change
we
my
used to travel.
appearance.
No, it's like when we used to travel with Ragnik. They were like, was it an 8-foot green dude? And it was like, yeah. Like, it was probably him then.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of confusion. Was the guy, did he turn into a wolf and then leap into the trees?
Mm.
Bet that was Juniko's thing.
Mm.
She kicked the door down and then apologized? Yeah, probably Adrie.
All right, I get your point. Well, what do you want me to do in the meantime then? Now that you've got your books,
we just need to go back. We need to converse with Adrie, figure out if we all agree on a plan of attack.
Okay.
And then we need to collect as much information as we can as quickly as we can before our position is given away. And to be honest, if the familiar territory has already been destroyed, then it's unlikely that there's a lot of people there.
Hmm.
But we should discuss this more once we get
all right,
back
fair
to where
enough.
Adrie is. Yeah, so we're gonna head back.
Yep.
Adrie, what is Adrie doing as they traverse across the courtyard, read some books, and come back?
I had this like mental image very briefly of Adrie kind of looking through her pack, being like, what can I do to disguise myself so no one will recognize me? And then taking out Strahd's helmet with the ruby eyes. Just like
Oh
putting it.
my god.
She's not going to do that, but I was looking through her inventory, and that's like the only like disguise that she has.
So she has public enemy disguise as a public enemy number 1 and 2.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just like, take your helmet off. Who are you? You're not really the Dark Lord who we're after. It's like, take it off. It's like, oh, you're the Vampire Queen we're after.
She pulls the helmet off in her ear. She's like,
flop out.
It's like that scene in Scooby Doo where they pull the first mask off and go, but you're really, and then they pull the second one off. Then they try to pull the third one off and they realize it's real human skin and they're fucked.
Yeah, they just ripped that person's face off.
So you said there was sort of like a spread of food here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Adrie's gonna find a nice shiny bowl, take out the food that's in it, fill it up with water, and then do a scrying to try to find one-armed Victor.
Okay.
The Victor that has one arm.
What if our Victor knew that their Victor only had one arm, so he took his arm and removed it necromantically so that he could intercept messages by people who described it as one arm?
That is very situational.
Okay.
Necromantically sounds like a show that's coming to Netflix sometime soon, by the way. It's a Halloween themed weird Hallmark episode.
All right.
All right. So I am familiar with Victor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have anything of his, unfortunately.
Dare you to use the hand. Wait, no, that's a different agent.
That's
My bad.
I have Ludo's hand. I have mirror Ludo's hand.
Yeah, no. Adrie always ends up with an undead hand. For those of you who did not listen to Dragon Heist, Mirror Victor gave Dragon Heist Adrie a hand.
Yeah, I don't have anything of his, so he would make a wisdom save. It's gonna be he has to do a -5 to his save, and it's gonna be DC 18.
Wait a minute, I have some of his stuff. I have his old clothes, remember?
Do you have them with you?
Yeah, keep everything with me. Remember the old clothes I used to wear when I was a kid?
Yeah. I don't know, you had them like in your pocket.
I'm gonna reach in, I'm gonna pull out that stupid shirt and be like, here. It's all ripped up from when I got like oversized.
Does that count?
It was his.
Sure.
Okay, then
and I would assume that you were since you were planning on scrying him, you would have taken something from this ship.
Okay.
Something you would have prepared to go after him.
Okay.
Also, let's hope that this one doesn't get intercepted as well. Because that means that the mirrors would be.
Yeah. Maybe I should try to scry Relena then? Or Nick?
Actually, it's probably more valuable to us if you scry him again.
Mhm.
And if it gets intercepted, then we'll know that that's both sides of the mirror type of problem and not a single side of the mirror problem.
Yeah. I'll try Victor. So
Okay.
it's gonna be it's a wisdom save. He's gonna subtract 9 and it's DC 18.
I rolled a 12.
That's a fail.
All right. So your little magical orb sensor pops up in a dark chamber. You lit by the flicker of candles casting shadows across the room. You see in the middle of the room a kind of a large washing bucket filled with an oil stained canvas, and that completely engulfs the inside of it like a cup. And inside of it is a few inches of blood thick, like a pool almost. You see Victor standing there, blood from one hand dripping over the cup. You see a bunch of empty bottles with blood stain and tubing and needles off to the side. And he begins chanting. Potestas predate tenebras foca per magicas antiquaras, meas ponta foras apere per magicas antiquaras, ligere spiritum ad carnium, per magicas antiquaras per tiem in segin mio, modicanen vitam aplexius.
Returning. Oh, sorry.
You see a power surge from his hand where the open wound was, shooting into the tub, and a body begins to surface head first out of the blood pool, slowly standing up. As it gets up and it steps out, Victor collapses down to the side, just half conscious.
Are Nick and Relena here?
No, you don't see them anywhere.
Okay.
It is your one-armed Victor you see. You recognize him from your memory of seeing him recently.
Okay.
You see a black cloak off to the side with what you would see the dark Kaeviir wear, or the mirror version of Kaeviir. You see the dark of the coat. You see almost what you remember seeing him last time he was in Veliki wearing. It seems Victor's possibly been masquerading at the moment. The figure that stepped out of blood cracks his neck and looks down. Birth by blood done by a single mage. It normally requires 3. Whoever you are, you have my thanks and my respect. And he goes down and picks him up. Let's make sure you live so we can find out why you brought me back. He brings him over and he begins checking the room and finds some healing potions and begins pouring him in Victor's mouth, bringing him back.
Is this figure a humanoid?
Human.
Human.
He goes to touch. He touches his face. I don't have my beard. I gotta grow that again. But I'm alive and I'm sane and I'm not crazy. Who the hell are you, kid?
Do I recognize this person?
No.
Okay.
It's like, where the hell are some clothes? He sees the jacket. That'll do. See some stairs. All right, kid, let's go. Picks up Victor's and carries him up the stairs. It's dark as he continues, so he snaps his fingers and a light spell goes off.
The sensor should follow Victor
Mm-hmm.
automatically.
Yes.
Okay.
And let me get over to that area.
And there's no windows on this first floor. It seems like it's probably underground.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you describe the figure?
Yes. Taller fellow, lean build, dark eyes, bald at the moment, no beard or anything. Give me a second. I think I'll be able to describe him better. No, blue eyes. Um, just I mean, kind of a lean figure.
Mhm.
Not
Okay.
really. I mean, there's no distinguishable scars or marks on him.
Okay.
So, um, as he comes up the stairs, he it almost looks like a king's tomb, a grand staircase, balconies, stone pillars and arches, tall faded tapestry depicting noblemen in silver armor hanging but from iron rods. At the door, you see two revenants, undead, standing there looking, and they look past, and the man looks over, he's like, "You're with the kid?" They nod. "He's fine. We know."
This room that they're in, the decor,
Hmm.
does it look much like when I was in Strahd's castle? Is it that sort of
No,
okay?
no. How do I do this? You see what looks like faded into the tapestries in the back of it, the shape of a silver dragon. The man looks over at the reverend, says he holds Victor. He's like, "Does he have a room or something? Like, is there a place I can take him?" Their motion upstairs. "Is there anyone else here?" "No, his friends are out. They'll be back soon. We're here to keep watch until he wakens from what happened." "What's his name?" "Victor." "Okay. Your last name?" He never gave it. They just call him the Necromancer. That was blood magic. That wasn't necromancy. I don't know if you understand. I don't know if you're too stupid, but that was blood magic. That was not necromancy downstairs. You guys been dead a while, right? Brain cells rotted. They kind of look sideways. He's like, looks around. "This place looks like shit. I'm summoning my mansion. I'm not dealing with this shit." And he begins casting a spell, and he summons Mordekainen's mansion and opens up an astral doorway and walks into it with Victor.
Will the scry follow into
It
that?
kind of gets blocked at the doorway. It can't enter the astral doorway.
Okay. All right. Does it go out or does it just sort of
It kind
hover
of
by
sits
the
there.
door?
It just hovers out there
Okay, then
because it's still picking up Victor. It just can't get to Victor.
okay. Then while it's still active, I'll try to get as much information from the room as I can.
Okay.
Like an idea of what these undead look like. Because I've seen
They
revenants before.
hmm These ones are an almost plate
Okay.
of an ancient, not ancient board. Yeah, I mean they're old. It's old plate armor, but they almost look like an order of paladins in a sense. They're they carry the silver dragon motif like you see on the tapestries.
Okay. Did they say anything to each other?
No.
No.
They spoke when they were talked to, and then they seem to be guarding the door so no one gets in that's not supposed to be.
Okay. Is there a window? Like, can I see outside from the scry?
You can see the main entrance.
Okay.
The flagstone step flanked by stone railings lead down, and out on the doors that are open, you see knockers shaped like small dragons. And carved into the entrance doors, the word Argynvostholt. I butchered the shit out of that. Argynvostholt. Argynvostholt.
Okay. That's carved above the door.
Into the doors.
Okay. Do I hear like anyone patrolling or anything like that? To get an idea of like if there are guards wandering around
You
this
can
place.
you can hear footsteps outside from plate,
Mhm.
but that's about it. You don't hear anyone actually inside.
Okay. Are there any like, because it seems like maybe a more or less abandoned place other than
It
these
is
guys?
definitely in ruins.
Are there like corpses laying around or like skeletonized bodies or anything
Mm-mm.
like that? It's been okay.
There's plants growing, you notice they shouldn't be growing.
That shouldn't be growing.
Not on stone and stuff.
Oh,
It seems that somebody has brought in plants trying to beautify the inside a little bit here or there.
maybe Nick. Okay.
What a fungal dork.
Definitely wasn't Serena.
Yeah, they just put plaques everywhere.
All right. Um,
Ugh. I'm having a blast, guys. I'm loving you guys in the mirrorverse, but I always love the mirrorverse.
Yeah, I like that nobody knows who Nate is.
From Rain's perspective, I think he's okay with that. To be perfectly
Right?
honest,
He's like, yeah, you know
Yeah.
what, dude? I
He's
don't
like,
have a price on my head.
yeah, I've
Right.
come through, and I'm basically sitting here with Bonnie and Clyde, and I'm just some
Hey,
guy.
whoa. Bonnie and Clyde die. Okay.
That's true.
I came close.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism. We really appreciate you coming in and listening. We also really appreciate all the people who support our Patreon. By supporting the Patreon, you're going to get behind the scene, uncut clips that you'll get to see sort of like maybe the tissue behind some of the edited, cleaned up content. And you'll get that whenever we have a big block of it to drop, as well as any updates or any information behind the scenes stuff that we think the Patreons would like to know. So if you'd like to support our Patreon and help us continue making the high quality, high octane podcast that you've come to expect, go ahead to patreon.com/freelance_heroism. Thank you. And as usual, the invoice is in the mail.
I had a DM one time have a high level wizard send us out on a quest for Albert eggs.
We sold Hercuva bone dust. we thought because like all these fucking the DM or someone had mentioned that Hercuva bone dust was exceptionally valuable for spellcasters, right? And we like collected like this fucking mound of we had bags and fucking crates full of it, and we like drugged this shit all the way back. This is second edition, right? Drug it all the way back to the nearest town and tried to sell it to like the tavern vendor who's like one shop in the entire place. He's like the inn, the bar, the fucking like materials, the importer for the shit from out of town. We tried to sell it to him and he didn't know what the fuck he was looking at. So we were just like, this shit is not valuable. The DM was just fucking with us, right? So we just like stored it somewhere, threw it away or whatever. And then later on, we had like a pouch of it still. And we got to this like high level wizard in a tower, and he was like, "Oh my god, where did you find all this?" And we're like, "What?" He's like, "This is like I've never seen so much of it in one place." I'm like, "We have duffel bags." He's like, "What?" Like, it's just who you're selling it to. I guess that was the point the DM was trying to make, was that
Yeah.
it had no value to a fucking farmer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We were like, this is some of the most rare material in spellcasting ever.
Yeah, but suddenly you become the Pablo Escobar of the wizarding
Yeah.
world.
Wait, I mean, it was like a fucking like one of those like pouches you keep like coins in, right? And
Yeah.
that's how much we had. And the guy was like, "This is like an embarrassment of riches. This is like the most Hercuva bone dust I've ever seen in one spot in my life." And I'm like, "We're about to blow your fucking noodle out."
Cut to a montage like in Scarface where
Take it to the limit.
All right, I am stopping recording.
All right.